All right, good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. Can you all hear me? If you can just use the chat box and let me know if you're able to hear me.
Yes.
Awesome, thank you. All right, so thank you all for joining us for the Study Abroad for Online Students webinar today. We're excited to have you join us, and we're looking forward to sharing more information about the study abroad opportunities that are available to you as online students. So we will have time for a Q&A session at the end of the webinar, so please use the chat feature here on Zoom to ask questions, and then we will answer them at the end. If you still have questions after the webinar, you can always reach the Study Abroad office anytime by emailing studyabroad@asu.edu. If you visit our website, there's also a live chat feature where you can get a quick response from a Study Abroad office staff member between 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. All right, so here is a brief agenda of what we will be discussing today. So first we'll begin with some general study abroad information, including eligibility, program types, using the program search feature, financing options, and then how to apply. We also have a study abroad alumni joining us today who will talk more about her experiences studying abroad. And then we'll end by highlighting some specific study abroad programs that have an upcoming application deadline of March 1st. And then we will end with Q&A. So before we get started, just wanted to share that the Study Abroad office has numerous social media platforms for you to connect with us on, and you can find us on any of those channels by searching at ASU Study Abroad. We also have a student blog where you can read about the experiences of students who have participated in ASU Study Abroad programs. And then I also highly recommend checking out our YouTube channel for quick tips about the application process and financing options, as well as to watch student stories. This webinar is being recorded, and then at the end it will be uploaded to our YouTube channel, and a link will be sent out to all of you who have attended. All right, so now I'm going to pass it off to one of our Study Abroad office recruiters, and I'll let her talk to you a little bit more about Study Abroad at ASU. So Paulina, you can go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, everyone. My name is Paulina Vasquez. As Lindsay said, I'm a Study Abroad office student recruiter. So I'm actually currently a senior here at ASU. I'm majoring in psychology. My minor is in design studies, and I'm also pre-med. So I actually got the opportunity to do 2 different programs through ASU for study abroad. So my first one, I did a summer one in Greece and Italy. So I got to go to Athens, Heraklion, and Rome. And then my second one, I did a shorter program, which is called the GIE, which we will go over in Turkey. And so here are some photos about myself, but my fun fact is I got to paint my name on the John Lennon wall in Prague, which is the top left photo. That's me pointing to my name. So that's all about me. And so now going into more about our programs and our eligibility requirements. So our eligibility requirements for all of our study abroad programs are of a GPA of at least a 2.0 or higher. And so you also need to be a degree seeking student here at ASU. That way we make sure we don't send students just to disappear into the countryside, and you must be in good standing with the ASU Code of Conduct. And so a majority of our programs don't have additional requirements, but they do exist. So don't be alarmed if you see additional requirements like prereq courses, foreign language proficiency, or major specific programs when you go on the program brochures. And so who can study abroad? Here at ASU, we really love to keep an open mind when it comes to who can study abroad. We know that a lot of our students come from a variety of different backgrounds, so we do our best to provide appropriate resources when necessary. So whether or not you're an LGBTQIA student, non-traditional student, incoming freshman, or other, we have dedicated resources for you, all which can be found on our website. We have a link specifically for online students and the different steps you can take to studying abroad. And so this presentation will go over most of those steps and the information about studying abroad as an online student. So now that we've talked about who can study abroad and the eligibility you should have, let's talk about the different types of programs that we offer here at ASU. So we actually have over 250 programs in over 65 countries on all 7 continents. So yes, you can go to Antarctica if you really want to. We even have a semester at sea program where you can visit various countries while doing your classes on our cruise ships, Sweet Life and Zach and Cody style. And so going into the program types, we have 3 big main program types. So faculty directed, partnership and exchange, and as you can see in the faculty directed, we have our GIE, summer, domestic, and semester programs, which we will go over in a little bit. And so each type of the program varies in length, as short as a week to as long as a year, and it is entirely up to you where, when, and how long you'd like to study abroad. And so first off is our faculty-directed programs, more specifically our faculty-directed summer programs. And so these programs are 2 to 8 weeks led by ASU faculty and held with other ASU students, pretty much as if you were to take a class as usual, but in a different part of the world. The program fee for summer programs will mainly include tuition and housing costs, and there might be a few others along the way. It totally depends on the program and on the director of the program. And so next on the list are Global Intensive Experience, GIE programs. And so this is kind of like one that I did. And so these programs are really cool because they're unique to ASU and allow students to get the full study abroad experience in a shorter amount of time. And you might be asking yourself, how does it work? Well, students enroll in courses like they usually do, either online or in person, and go through the semester as usual. Then during an academic break or at the end of the semester, you get to go on what I like to call a really cool field trip, where you apply what you learned throughout the course in an international setting. Same style as the faculty-directed programs, where you'll be with ASU faculty and students, but with more flexibility depending on time commitments. And so I know there are a lot of different comfort levels and accessibility when it comes to traveling outside of the United States, but lucky for you, we have just the programs available. So our domestic global learning programs are study abroad programs that reside within the US, and the studies are focused more on global challenges. I think these programs are a really great opportunity to explore other regions and cultures of our country, as well as creating the study abroad experience a bit closer to home. And so next is our partnership programs, which is our first step into our longer term programs. The way that these programs work is our office partners with a third-party organization that is all about study abroad. The partnership companies help us with the visa application process, correspondence with the foreign university, as well as organizing any additional excursions during your time abroad. In most cases, foreign language requirements are not necessary. One really cool thing about our partnership programs is the immersion. So you're going to be in class with other local students and sometimes set up in housing with other international students. And so these are during the summer semester full year. Last but not least are our exchange programs. And so our exchange programs are the most hands-on when compared to other programs. Students get to set up their own visas as well as housing arrangements during the program. So it's kind of like you move there by yourself. And so now whether or not that means apartment hunting in the heart of Paris or checking in with university housing is entirely dependent on the program and you. So students are also able to plan their own excursions while on exchange. So in a sense, your experience will be as great as you decide to make it. And so here you actually get to take classes with foreign university faculty, so you might need to know the foreign language, and these programs are summer, semester, full year. And so going into financing, which I know is a big topic, so we actually offer Financing Your Study Abroad workshops twice a month online. You can search our website for scholarships and grants that are specific to studying abroad. We have some that are through ASU, national and international scholarships. We also have some scholarships through our office, such as the Travel Grant, the Diversity Scholarship, and the Sun Devils at Work Scholarship. And so a bit more about financing. There are also scholarships through different schools and departments at ASU for studying abroad. So make sure to check with your school or through our website search. Your ASU scholarships, such as the Obama and the New American University Scholarship, and current aid may apply to your program. So additional financial aid may also be available. You can always reach out to Financial Aid and Services for more questions about your specific financial aid. You can also go visit our website to get more ideas about financing your program, such as crowdsources and community-based funding if you can't make it to the workshop online. And so, if you've gone through all that and still want to go on a program, hopefully, here are the next steps if you're interested in that, and hopefully you all are. You can get program advice from one of our peer advisors. Like Lindsay said, you can do the live chat. So they're here Monday through Friday, 8 through 5 online via live chat or through phone. You can also visit our website and go through the major guide for your major or program search to find a program that fits your criteria. We suggest you also meet with your academic advisor and success coach to talk about your plans and what you plan to study while abroad. Once you pick a program, you can also meet with the international coordinator of that program to learn more and ask questions about that specific program. And so lastly, reminder, you can attend a Financing Your Study Abroad workshop. So it's held twice a month online on Thursdays from 3 to 4. And the next one is actually this upcoming Thursday, February 6th. That's it.
Awesome. Thank you, Paulina. All right, so moving on, I would like to show you all how to search for programs on our website. So if you go to our website, hold on, I'm gonna share my screen with you. Our website is mystudyabroad.asu.edu. So there's a couple different ways to search for programs. So first of all, if you go on our home page, there's this big blue button that says search and apply for a program. If you click on that, it will bring you to our program search. So there are a ton of different features and filters on here that you can use to search for programs. So if you have a specific city in mind, you can search by city, by a certain country, or if you just maybe know the continent or a certain region that you want to study abroad in, you can search for programs there as well. You also can search by term. So if you want to go for a full year, for a fall semester, maybe you just want to look at spring break or summer programs, you can filter through all of those programs. Next, there's a lot of other search options. You can search by the college, you can search by a department or a school, you can search by different program types, areas of study. If you do want to do an internship abroad, you can search for internships, as well as by language. So while our programs don't require you to know another language, if you are interested in learning another language abroad, you can search for programs that have that language. So when you search for a program, so we'll just search we'll search for one of our faculty-directed programs, and I will show you what a program brochure looks like. So I'll pull up this one here. So this is an exploration of culture, cuisine, and health in the City of Light. This is what we call a program brochure, and all of the information that you're going to need to know about a program is going to be on one of these brochures. So it'll start out with the program title, the location, the program term, and as well as has program websites and then cost sheets as well. So if you keep scrolling, you can read more about the different areas of study, who the college sponsor is, the language of instruction, as well as your GPA requirement. And then really important here, your international coordinator is also going to be listed. So if you have any questions about the program or you're interested in applying and maybe need some help, this international coordinator is who you would reach out to. And you can actually schedule an appointment with them right through our website. Our international coordinators do take phone and Zoom appointments as well, so you don't actually need to physically come into the office to meet with an international coordinator. So moving on, you'll get a description about the program. You can see the dates as well as just some facts about what you're going to be doing, as well as application requirements. Moving on, you can read more details about the location. So some of our programs, especially our summer programs, they often are at more than one location. So in this one specifically, you are in France, but this program, you travel to 2 different cities in France. So you can read more about what the location is like and what those cities are like where you would be traveling. And then, of course, very important is the academics. So you can read more about those eligibility requirements and if there's anything specific that you would need to do to be able to go on that program. And then you can read about the courses that you would take. So for this specific class, you take 6 credits and you earn 6 credits while you would be abroad on this program over the summer. And you would actually get to choose. So this one, you could take one 6 credit class, or you could take 2 different classes that you would each earn 3 credits for. Your experience is the same and the things that you're doing while you're abroad are the same, but it just depends on, what you need credit for. In this program here too, we do offer graduate credit on some of our programs, so that's an option as well if you're a graduate student and you're interested in receiving credit. Also, you can read about the faculty. So for our faculty-directed programs, those are the ones where you actually go with a group of ASU students and a faculty member. So if you are interested in a faculty-directed program, you can read more about the faculty who are leading that program and then get in contact with them as well if you have any questions or concerns. You also can read more about housing. Usually there's quite a few more details about housing and where you would be staying. It looks like this one still has more information to come, but if housing is a big concern for you, you can always read about the housing and where you would be living while you're abroad. All of our programs also include a special considerations tab. So these are going to be any considerations that you might need to take into mind while you're planning your program. So these might be physical considerations, disability accommodations. If you're an LGBTQIA student abroad, we'll provide more information on what that country is like where you would be traveling to, as well as gender identity, and then racial and ethnic minorities as well. And if you have any questions or concerns about any of these when you're searching through programs, you can always reach out to that international coordinator to ask questions. We also include a cost tab, so you can read more about the program information, what it includes, what it doesn't include, and then finally, of course, funding. So each program brochure includes more information about funding, how to finance, if there's any unique funding opportunities. So this program specifically, because it's under the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, there's special scholarships that could be applied towards this program. And then last, just any other links for additional resources. So that is what we call a program brochure. Every single one of our programs has a program brochure, and this is where you're going to find out all the information about any program you're interested in. This is also where you apply. So when you're ready to apply, you would click on this Apply Now button, and you would follow the steps to complete your application. But all of that is done online, and you don't ever have to actually come into our office. This save button here, if there's a program you're interested in and maybe applications aren't open yet, or maybe it's for a future term, if you click this save button, you will get an email notification when the program has open applications. So that's a really great thing to do if maybe you're not sure about a program yet, or you're considering a program and applications aren't open. Just click that save button. You can save it to your profile and then get an email notification with any updates about the program. All right, so a couple other ways I'll show you really quickly that you can search. You can search by ASU course. So if you have specific classes you're thinking that you might want to take abroad, or if you have specific gen ed credits that you want to take abroad, you can search by course, and then it will show you a list of programs that you could take those courses on. And then finally, one that's really cool is our map search. So maybe you just have a general region of the world that you're interested in and you want more information about programs. So for example, you can just click on a region. And then Takes a little while to load. And then you can actually look at each of those programs that are in that region and where exactly in that region or their country they're located. So that's really cool if maybe you're just kind of interested in a certain country or a certain area of the world and you just want to see what different programs you can go on there. One other thing that I'm going to share with you, so on our home page, there's also a study abroad by major. So we have major guides. We're working on increasing the number of majors we have guides for. So if you go on this page and you can't find your major, that's probably why these major guides are pretty new and we're working on getting more of them completed. So for example, you can scroll through here, look for your major. If you find one, you can click on it. And this is going to give you more information about why you and your specific major should study abroad, a message from that college or school, and then how to plan for your program as well. So it includes information on every major guide about when to study abroad, as well as just general advice. So you can look through that, advice from your school, as well as advice from the study abroad office. We also include some key questions. So we always recommend that you meet with your academic advisor when you are deciding to study abroad. So here we just include some key questions about study abroad that you want to make sure you get answers from your advisor, as well as meeting with the study abroad office. So questions you can ask the study abroad office, as well as funding options as well. And then finally, after all of that information, we actually have recommended programs for each specific major. So you don't have to go on a program directly related to your major. You can absolutely earn credit towards your major while you're abroad, but you also can take elective courses and gen ed courses and receive credit for those. So these are just some general programs that we recommend that would be a good fit for students within whatever that major is. So we do have over 250 programs. So if you're really overwhelmed and need some help narrowing it down, the major guide is a really good place to start. All right, well, that's how to search for programs on our website. So we're going to go back to the PowerPoint. All right. So definitely check out our website when you get a chance. That's just a really good place to start out and just research what programs you might be interested in. All right, so now we have an ASU online student, study abroad alumni, who's going to share with us. So I believe we were supposed to have two today, but it looks like one of them wasn't able to join. So just briefly, Erica Kreiner, she was an ASU online student. She double majored in geography and sustainability. She was a full-time student, then she also worked as an instructional aide for an online Bio 130 class. She studied abroad on the sustainability challenges of the wildlife economy in South Africa just past this last summer. So here you can see a couple of the pictures of the animals she saw in this program. And some of the things that she saw while she was abroad. And she's actually currently writing a book about her study abroad program. So hopefully, unfortunately she wasn't able to join us today, but hopefully in the future she might be able to read a book about her experience. All right, our next study abroad alumni is Amber. So Amber, if you're able to unmute yourself, and I will go ahead and hand it off to you.
Hi, this is Amber. Good afternoon. I studied abroad with the Community Health and Ecosystem Sustainability in Australia. We were there for 4 weeks. We traveled to 7 different locations. For me, it was a good way to apply the curriculum into a field setting. I'm definitely not a traditional student. I'm a bit older and an online student. So this was completely outside the box for me. And it was a crazy idea, but I am so thankful that I went and was able to bring back the experiences, because looking back, like we've seen in the news lately, everything that's going on in Australia and the different locations, and you have that experience with you forever. The one thing, do not overpack. We packed our suitcases 7 different times. The time goes by really fast, and just take lots of notes, take lots of pictures, like be in the moment, because you can always go back and review your pictures and your notes and kind of absorb it once you get home. But the whole group that we went with, everybody still keeps in touch. We're still all friends online, and we meet up every once in a while. And I would definitely recommend going. Like, I wish I would have gone sooner in my education, but I'm glad that at least that's how I ended my education with ASU. Excuse me. With studying abroad, you're going to gain a greater appreciation and respect for other cultures. It's hard to put into words like what the experience actually is, because it's going to be different for everybody. But I definitely would recommend going to whichever program you select that fits your degree and also fits what you want to do. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. Thank you, Amber. Really appreciate hearing about your experience. If any of you have questions for Amber, feel free to type them in the chat box, and then we'll make sure to get those answered during the Q&A session at the end. All right, so I know that program search feature that I just shared with you can seem a bit overwhelming, especially if you aren't quite sure where you want to go or what you want to study. So I have a few summer 2020 programs that I'm going to highlight. So these all have an upcoming application deadline of March 1st, and they all have had online students participate in the past. So please note that you are not limited to any of these programs that I share with you today. As an online student, you can study abroad on pretty much any ASU program, even if it's not directly related to your major, and then, like I mentioned, still receive those general education and elective credits. So here are the 5 programs that we'll talk about in a bit more detail. If you're interested in learning more about any of the highlighted programs we discuss in the next few slides, there's a tiny URL link included on each slide that will take you directly to the program's web brochure. So keep in mind that the deadline to apply for summer programs is coming up soon, within the next month, on March 1st. Winter break, spring semester, and pre-spring programs have an application deadline of September 25th, and then post-spring and spring break programs have a deadline of November 15th. All right, so first up is Digital Culture, Technology, and Innovation in the Baltics. This program spends about 2 weeks traveling through Lithuania, Latvia, Estonia, and Finland. So the Baltics are one of the world's most explosive tech corridors, and during this program, you have the opportunity to visit numerous companies and projects while learning about technology trends, innovation, entrepreneurship, and globalization. You earn 3 credits for the program, and then you actually get to pick from 4 different course options depending on what you would like to earn credit for. So just like I mentioned before, for this specific program, you only enroll in 1 course, so you will only receive 3 credits for one of these courses, but based off of what credits you want to get, if you need an L credit or a C credit or an SB credit, or if you're a graduate student, you do get to pick the course you enroll in and receive credit for. The next program is Cambodia and Vietnam, countries of historic resilience facing a future of rising seas. So this program allows you to explore economic, political, and cultural survival in 4 cities that have firsthand experience of adapting to rising sea levels. You have the opportunity to learn from locals about innovative ways that they've been confronting these challenges. For this program, there's very specific credit that you receive for it. It does consist of 2 courses for a total of 4 credits. So first, in spring session B, you enroll in a 1 credit hour pre-departure course that is held online, and this helps you prepare to go abroad. And then you earn the remaining 3 credits while you are abroad. And this one does have both undergraduate and graduate student credit available. Next up is Cities, Nationalism, and Borders in Macedonia. In this program, you spend 2 weeks visiting 3 different cities in Macedonia, and you'll have the opportunity to perform ethnographic and urban graphic analysis at museums and historic areas, while also exploring the borders of the Southern Balkans and meeting with academics, authors, and directors in the region. This program also does have very specific credit, so you enroll in 1 course for a total of 3 credit hours that you earn while you're abroad. Next, we have New Zealand Film, Culture, and Lord of the Rings. In this program, you spend 3.5 weeks traveling throughout the beautiful country of New Zealand while learning about the country's history, Maori culture, indigenous cinema and media production, and then you actually will get to visit sites where The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit were filmed. This is one of our longer programs. It's almost a month, so you earn 6 credit hours and you enroll in 2 courses while you're abroad. So this one as well has 2 specific courses. So you would enroll in global cinema as well as technology, culture, and media, and then you would earn credit for those 2 courses throughout the duration of the program. All right, so the final program we are showcasing today is Mexico in the Global Age, Culture, Revolution, and Solidarity Economies. This is definitely a longer program. You spend nearly 5 weeks in Mexico where you actually gain direct field experience and you work on economic and justice projects with the Center for Global Justice. On top of that field experience and work experience, during those 5 weeks, you also travel to many sites throughout the area, including markets, a weaving cooperative, a nature preserve, as well as other archaeological sites. This one as well, you enroll in 1 course for a total of 6 credits. So each of these courses here, we have an undergraduate course as well as graduate student. You do enroll in 1 course, but that course is worth a total of 6 credits that you earn while you're abroad. All right, well, I hope getting to learn more about a few of those study abroad programs that ASU offers has piqued your interest. Please remember that this is by no means an all-inclusive list of programs you can participate on. And to search through all of our programs, please visit our website or give the Study Abroad office a call if you need assistance finding a program that's a good fit for you. We are always happy to help. So we do have about 20 minutes left for our Q&A session. If you have any questions, please definitely use that chat feature, and then we will go ahead and answer as many as we can. So the question was, are the same programs offered every year? So it depends. A lot of our programs are offered every year, but we always have new programs that are being added, and every now and then there is a program that just based on the faculty, if they're not available to do it, sometimes those programs won't be offered again. But I would definitely recommend, like, if there's a specific program you're interested in, going on to our website and that program brochure, clicking the save button, and then you'll receive any updates. So if that program will be offered again the next year, and then when the applications would be open as well. So the next question is, what have been the most successful ways to finance the trip? So it definitely depends on the effort that you are going to put into applying for scholarships. So with the ASU Study Abroad office, we do offer 3 different scholarships or grants through our office. One of those that's really unique, especially to all of you, is our diversity scholarship. All of you as ASU online students are considered diverse students because there just are not a lot of online students who go abroad. So I recommend that if you do plan to study abroad, that you definitely apply for that diversity scholarship. And then we also have a scholarship search on our website. So there's like 10 pages. I think there's over 100 different scholarships that they're not funded through our office, but our office vets them. And then we post those on our website, and they're just for students who are studying abroad. So some of them are very specific, some of them are more general, so you just have to take the time to look through those and then apply. So next question, will there be a recording sent out? Yes, after we wrap up here today, we will be sending a recording out. Next question, can scholarships that go in after the program be used to pay off a personal loan used towards the program? So that question is going to depend. It depends on the scholarship source and how you're receiving that. If it's a scholarship that gets posted directly to your ASU account and you're receiving a refund check for it, then yes, you could absolutely use that to pay off a personal loan that you use to go towards the program. If it's a scholarship from an outside source that is very specific about what it can be used for and how it gets applied, then you would probably need to check in with financial aid on that, as well as whoever is providing that scholarship, if you can use it to pay off that personal loan. So with finance for the extra costs, like the plane tickets and extra funds, you're asking if the scholarships go towards that, and then what is the best way to fund the extra funds that we may have for programs. So the scholarships can be used towards those. So if you say your program is $5,000 and you end up getting $7,000 worth of programs, you would get a refund check for that. And that refund check could be used towards your extra costs, like your plane tickets. And what is the best way to fund the extra funds that we may have for programs? Honestly, just apply for as many scholarships as you can. You also can use crowdfunding. A lot of our students have found that using different crowdfunding platforms can be really effective, or even asking, family and friends, like, hey, instead of getting me a gift for my birthday this year, would you be willing to contribute to my study abroad program? So that's something that students have done in the past that has seemed to work for them. With that too, I really would recommend attending one of our Funding Your Study Abroad workshops. They'll go into more detail on what all of that looks like, all the different scholarships that are available, how you can use crowdfunding effectively, and just different ways to fund your study abroad. Really good questions. So please definitely keep asking them. All right, so will all programs provide help with visas if required? Yes, so our our office will support you with getting a visa. A lot of the times on our shorter term programs, such as our summer programs and then those global intensive experiences that go over spring break and winter break, it's very rare that you will need a visa. And just because you're not going for long enough to require a visa. Now, for those semester programs, or even if you're, or academic year programs, those typically do require a visa. The partnership programs provide a little bit more support with that and help with you getting a visa, where the exchange programs, like Paulina mentioned, those are very independent. So you will have to make sure you get that visa on your own. But with that being said, our international coordinators are here to help guide you through that process, and help you with all the steps you need to take. We're not just gonna, tell you, hey, go figure out how to get a visa on your own. Like, no, we're gonna help you with whatever that process looks like, and then make sure to guide you through that. And yes, the next Funding Your Study Abroad workshop is this Thursday, February 6th, and that's held from 3 to 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. The Zoom link to that and to find out more information is on our website. So if you go to mystudyabroad.asu.edu, hover over the Students tab, and then look under the Financing, click on the Financing tab, and then there'll be a link to our Funding Your Study Abroad workshops. You don't have to RSVP for those like you did for this webinar. You can just join them at the time that they start. All right, well, we'll hang around for another 10-15 minutes if anyone has any other questions. But that is the end of our webinar today, so thank you all for joining us. Definitely feel free to stick around and keep asking questions if you have any, or if you think of questions later, definitely contact our office, and then we'll be sending a recording of this webinar out by tomorrow at the latest. So thank you all for joining, and I hope you got all your study abroad questions answered, and that you're interested in hopefully going abroad now. All right, well, it looks like everyone is starting to jump off. So we'll go ahead and end the session today. For those of you that are still on, definitely feel free to reach out to our office at any time with any questions you might have. Have a great rest of your day.